Hello buddy, welcome back to another video. I'm Football from Game here, and today I'm playing some more Bloons Adventure on Tower Defense. So, as you can see, we are back in another motion games, and today there's once again half cash allies only. So I've done this a few times, because half cash allies only is very difficult. It's one of the harder challenges that the motion games gives you, and it's certainly a lot of fun, because it lets you use allies only, but it's also an extra challenge and stuff. And recently, if you haven't seen the video, I'll put a link in the description, I did an epic ally army. So I only used epic allies and I used a bit of support from Tuxedo Jake to beat Impoppable. It was really awesome. And I believe we did it pretty easily. So today, I'm trying to do allies only half cash with only epic allies and seeing how well we do. Obviously, I have other allies equipped, I just won't use them. So yeah, no Tuxedo Jake or any character support this time, obviously, and it's half cash. Let's give it a shot. I don't know if we stand any chance. I have learned a little bit from last time. I have a second Hunter Marshland. I have a second Hunter Abadir as well as some more Cobras, because that's pretty important. I've learned that's almost crucial to survival, is you need money, and then you also need the decammering stuff is very important as well. So I'm also going to use Monkey Farmer simply because collectibles get in the way, and I don't want them to interrupt the viewing experience. Plus, they're annoying to me to collect. That is definitely part of the reason as well. But no, so I believe we have 4 Cobras, or do we have 5? No, we have 4 Cobras, which is a good amount. Decent amount of money. Obviously, we are currently losing lives, but that shouldn't be that big of an issue. We do have a bunch of tech heroes as well. I believe we have 3. Let's see, we have 1, 2, yeah, we have 3 tech heroes, so that's pretty helpful. That'll definitely make a pretty big difference. In the long term, like in the long game, tech heroes will be our main DPS, but until that point, we're going to have to rely on other methods. Mostly including like Betty Groff and characters like that. Like, I'm probably going to go Martin next, as I find he's a pretty good cost-effective character. Only costs 700 bucks and does a fair bit of damage. So he's who we're going to use. As you can see, not bad at all. He does some pretty decent DPS. Nothing crazy, but does do a pretty good job. As for our other things, I'm going to go for... Do I go for Betty Groff? I don't know if I want to go for Betty Groff. It's a little debatable. I think I'm going to start with just some upgrades for Brian, because he gets some extra damage and attack speed later on, which is a pretty big deal. As you can see, he does do a pretty decent job. He's pretty decent DPS. As far as epic allies go, he's one of the better ones, but he doesn't have lead popping power, which is a big weakness. Because with allies, camera protection isn't that hard to get between Hunts Nabadir, Shoko, and a few others. But getting lead popping power is much more difficult, so it causes a lot more issues. Preferably, I would rush a tech tier after this. Not sure if it's going to be doable, as motion games ramps up much faster than Impoppable does. Plus, it's half cash, which doesn't do me any favors. So we'll see. Tech tier will be the goal. I also need to save up money for Hunts and Abadir in case Camo Bloons show up, / Shoko in case there's a bunch of Camo Bloons. So hopefully we're going to do okay. It's a little hard to know for sure. So I'm just going to save up money at this point. We're already losing lives, though, which isn't a good sign. There's only so much money making I can get, and once I say so much, it's really not that much. To save up for $12,000 is really expensive. So let's see. I mean, we're making a decent amount of money with 4 Cobras, but this is the equivalent of 2 Cobras in normal game. So yeah, we're not making that much money, and Martin, he's doing okay, but he's not doing good enough, and there's already lead balloons, so I have to deal with something else. Anyways. Wait, never mind. Wait a sec, what? Did Martin just pop lead balloons? I could have sworn he didn't have lead popping power, but whatever, I guess that doesn't matter. Turns out we're okay, I guess. Already a 6th of the way towards the detector, so who knows? Maybe I'm actually underestimating myself. Maybe I'm doing better than I thought. I also have $2,000 worth inside Martin, so yeah, he can pop lead balloons. I don't know what I was thinking. So obviously we are losing lives, we're already down to 100 lives. But I'm already almost halfway towards the tech tier, so I'm going to try to save up if I can. If I feel I'm in like a ton of danger, obviously I'm going to buy something else for defense. I don't want to lose, but I feel like we can probably rush tech tier. Obviously, once we get tech tier, the other allies won't contribute nearly as much. This isn't good. Purple balloons seem to be a big issue for me for some reason. I could also just go with second Martin. That's also an option. And I think that's the option I'm going to take, because there's no way we have enough defense right now. We're not surviving. So let's go for just straight up a second Martin. So now we have like $5,000 worth of selling power, which is pretty decent. Which means we need about 7k to afford the tech tier. And as you can see, obviously, I basically just doubled my DPS. It's pretty significant, so we should be good at least until the first, like, Moab shows up, probably. Or Camo Bloons, still. We haven't seen one yet, which is kind of lucky, but if we ever do, I'm gonna need to drop Hunt's Nabadeer and Shoko. So that will obviously cause issues as well. Now, however, now that we have enough DPS to survive, for the most part, I guess we just need to Purple Bloon. Purple Bloons seem to still really suck. Maybe it's because Martin can't pop them, that would be a possibility, but I don't think so. Anyways, not that important. The main point is, we are still losing some lives, but hopefully Cobras will be able to keep us alive in the long run. Though we're down to 17 lives, I don't like this. We are very close to dying right now, which is not good, because we're quite a ways away still from having enough money. So I'm gonna leave it in slow-mo now, and next time Purple Bloon shows up, I'm in some trouble. That's gonna cause some issues. Are we good for the time being? I think we are. That's gonna kill me, isn't it? Yeah, that's gonna kill me. Okay, so I'm gonna try this one more time, because that obviously kind of sucked. I'm just gonna go straight up for, I think, double Martin, and then, double Martin. Probably double Martin into a Hunt's Nabadeer, and see if that's enough. Because having them at the start means we'll also have more lives to spare, which is a big deal. So I'm going to try that, and I'll see you guys then. Okay, so I'm back. As you can see, we're doing debatably worse. I have skipped out on the final upgrade for Martin. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's really expensive, and I figured it's not necessarily worth it compared to second Martin. I've now gone for 2 unupgraded Hunt's Nabadeers, as well as 2 unupgraded Betty Groffs to add some extra just random damage, and to debuff the stronger balloons that were causing damage and issues for us. We did lose this round with the ceramic, so let's see how well we do this time around. We do have a fair bit of money in selling power, I think a bit more than last time, but I'd rather not sell anything. So let's see. Against the purple balloons, we're definitely doing a lot better, which isn't that surprising. Lead balloons really shouldn't be much of an issue. I believe it was the ceramics this round. Yeah, ceramics caused the issues, but their souls should be taken, which means, yeah, it's way easier. So this defense definitely is seemingly working a lot better, which is good. That's definitely a good sign. We're only a third of the way towards Tech Terror, though we do obviously still have 3,000, then like $2,000 more. So we have like $5,000 in selling power, but again, I'd rather not use that. So preferably we can just save up now for Tech Terror, at which point, if we do get that, we'll be in a pretty decent situation, because with both fully upgraded Hunt's Nabadeers and then a Tech Terror, we can pretty reasonably deal with any non-bad balloon threat pretty easily. But first Moab is here, which could be deadly, because we can't take its, never mind, I was gonna say we can't take its soul. I keep forgetting Betty Groff exists. I can't tank that. There's no way I can tank that. But I don't think I really have much of an option to stop it. Never mind, turns out I can't tank that. That was, how could I tank that? That is very surprising to me. Okay, so note to self, next time there's a Moab, I'm probably dead, so I need a backup plan for Moabs. My backup plan for Moabs, I don't really have one. It would probably be like Billy. I'd probably get Billy, or just, no, I'll just get the upgrades for Martin if that happens. If we do see another one, which we probably will, but we're only like, okay, no, they're here already. Okay, Martin upgrades, you need them. It sucks, but you need them. Hopefully, this will be enough to make a significant enough of a difference, because if it's not, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. I could also drop a Billy. Do I need to? I do. Okay, Billy, upgrade, 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 double axes, whatever you need, and we're still dead. Okay, lots of issues here. I'm gonna try this one final time, going, I guess, all in on defense, like ignoring tech tiers for the most part, just trying to get, for the most part, as much money as possible. I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so I'm back on round 11 this time. As you can see, we're only at 42 lives. You'll notice my defense is a fair bit different. We're in an interesting situation where I think we can get Tech Terror, like in, I don't know if we can necessarily do it this round, but really, really close. Because if we add up all the sell value, we have like $4,000 in this, which takes us to $10,255. And then we have a little over $1,000 in these, so that would take us to like $11,500, about that. So if we can beat this round, we can easily get Tech Terror. I don't believe the Morb comes until at very least next round, so hopefully we can survive, though we don't have that many lives, so we can't tank. So if there's a round close to difficult as last time, last round we lost 100 lives. If around similar, like a similar difficulty that comes up, we'll be in a lot of trouble. I have noticed Betty Groff's very, very cost-effective defense, like ridiculously cost-effective defense. Also, we're set. If we can beat this round, we're good. We'll have over $8,000. I don't even think we'll need to sell everything. We should be able to keep some of our defense. And it looks like we're set, except no, it's the Moab. Okay. So as soon as this stuff's dead... Sell, sell, sell. Tech Terror. Boom. This is our only option. Our only option is hope that Tech Terror is really overpowered. And Tech Terror is really overpowered. It has been stated, it has been said, we are okay. Okay, that was awesome. I was not expecting that to work nearly as well as it just did. I'm actually going to go back for the Betty Grops for a second, because they can easily and cheaply steal the souls of multi-class Bloons. But we should probably try to upgrade the Tech Terror now. As you can see, that was insane. I sold my entire defense and bought an unupgraded Tech Terror, and it sold a Moab, like, easily. And now you can see how easily it works when it actually has them, like, can damage them straight away. So I'll go for his first upgrade. I believe the later two, it's generally advised that they're not actually worth it. I generally buy them, and I will eventually. But since this is half cash, and we're going to be, like, strapped for cash, and I do have multiple Tech Terrors to use, I'm not going to buy their later upgrades. I'm just going to buy Doom Lasers, because I don't think the others are actually worth it. So I'm going to buy Doom Lasers, then I'm going to set up my 2 Hunts and Abateers as decammers. And at that point, I'm probably going to go ahead and just save for the next Tech Terror. Honestly, I feel like that makes the most sense. So, go for that Hunts and Abateers next. But first, a BFB. Let's see how big of a challenge is this for us. Doesn't look like all that much. No, that was super easy. Tech Terrors are so powerful. Honestly, they are the only epic ally that's damage is comparable to a character with epic trinkets and weapons. The only ally. Like, even Vampire King isn't really comparable in damage. The only reason Vampire King is comparable to Tech Terror is because Vampire King is ridiculously cheap in comparison and has full map range. Tech Terrors are just so ridiculously powerful, it's insane. At this point, I think I am going to go for just, as I mentioned, fully upgraded Hunts and Abateers, which are rather expensive, but it makes sense to get the low-class Bloons, to have their souls taken beyond Betty Groff, which actually, as you can see, does a pretty decent job. We're dead. Okay, so defense, not good enough. I'm definitely going to need that Hunts and Abateer a fair bit quicker, it seems, because why is there a yellow balloon? What is that balloon? Is that going to kill me? That did 10 damage. Okay, I didn't like that. Our first Morb's Terror is ready, though, so that's something. That is something. I'm going to target on strong for the time being. So this will help with the Morbs. It will help steal the souls. So that is definitely important to note. But having said that, this is still not easy. Half cash makes this so much more difficult. If this wasn't half cash, if this was just allies only, I'd have a second Tech Terror right now. I'd be at full lives, essentially. This would be so much easier. But of course, it is half cash, so we have half as much money to do everything. So basically, this entire defense could have been doubled if it wasn't half cash, but of course, it's half cash. Half cash is honestly very difficult. I'm honestly kind of surprised it's not one of the challenges that can be an impoppable for the main game modes. I find that kind of weird. I feel like for a certain impoppable match, half cash would be like the only challenge, but it would be a really hard challenge, because I think that could be a lot of fun. I might try that one day as a challenge, as like a custom challenge, obviously be a bit more sporadic, but basically I will take my money and I will only use half of it. That doesn't work. How would I do that? I don't know. I'm trying to think of a way, because I think it would be cool to try some sort of like half cash type challenge. I just don't really know how I'd get it to work, because I'm not really sure how that would make sense and still like how I would do that, because I could base it off like money I make, but obviously if I spend money then I have less money. So there'd be a lot of math involved, and I'm not quite sure if I could figure it out. If you guys have an idea of how I could probably get that to work, like basically saying I'd only use money up until this point and then I'd like add that, take that money and just, I'd use, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not really sure. It's a difficult thing to do, but I think half cash would be a lot of fun to try as like an actual challenge. I wish it was part of the game normally. I'm surprised a little bit that it isn't, but it's not, so unfortunately that's not really an option. Also, pretty sure this is the round that the ZMGs and DETs show up. Like, almost positive, and I'm pretty sure after this, like, there's not really any challenge until round 23, which is the Bad Balloon. So, I could see us actually making it to the Bad Balloon this time around. We're doing a good job against BFBs. I'm on my way to second Tech Tier right now, which is effectively going to double my DPS, which is a pretty big deal. So yeah, no, first CMG, first DT come this round. DDT shouldn't be an issue as long as it gets DK mode, which it did, so we're good. That's really the only risk with DTs is if they don't get TK mode, then I kind of die. But they did get DK mode, so we're all set. And second tech terror is probably gonna have enough money for it at the end of this round. Most of our money right now is coming from like CMGs and stuff, because 4 Cobras really don't make all that much money late game. Early game they make a lot. Late game a ZMG contains like $3,000 in it, even in like half cash. Like let's see, 10,800 all the way up to 13,200. So yeah, it contained like $2,000 in half cash, which means it contains like $4,000 in the normal game. Definitely something to think about and be like, hey, ZMGs give a ton of money. So much money. But this is our second tech tier, which is awesome. As I mentioned, we should be safe really until the battle round on round 23. So we should be able to get all 3 tech tiers set up, which is pretty awesome. After that, I'd probably once again go for like Martins, then Billy's is there, I think, the most cost effective. Though I might actually just fully upgrade Betty Groff as well. She can make a big difference as she also has soul stealing. But yeah, honestly, I'm not really sure what's gonna end up happening. What I have noticed is, this might just be me, but I don't think there's been like any camo balloons. Like there's been the DT obviously, but I don't think I've actually seen camo balloons, like normal camo balloons in this entire map, or in like all of these rounds, which is really weird. At the very least, there's a lot less camo balloons than there are in the normal game, but there's also a ton more purple balloons, because these purple balloons get spammed every round. I don't know why I'm still angry at them, I just am. I mean, tech terrors can't pop them, so I actually have to rely on, like, Cobras to deal with them, which is kind of sad. I probably should try to get some better defense for purple balloons. I don't really have a lot to deal with them. But 4 Cobras attack fast enough that they can handle them for the most part. Also, more DDTs. Did their souls get taken? They did not, but they are now, and then they immediately die. That's kind of why I put this tech tier a bit lower, is so that if a DDT does get skipped, Hunsnabadir can still take their soul, and tech tier can still pop them, because otherwise, obviously, that would have been a few issues. I think I'll put the third tech tier actually even lower. Just a line of tech tiers demolishing everything in their path. But no, as you can see, we are definitely relatively close now to, to our third tech tier, and also the Bat Balloon, which I'm almost positive comes on round 23 for me. Almost positive. Could be wrong, but I'm almost positive. I don't think we've seen another ZMG either since round 18. We saw a DT randomly, which I didn't think was the case, and now there's more DTs. I suppose the Martian games are, I think, to some degree randomized. Like, after a set round, I think after, like, round 18, actually, I think they are random to some degree, but they're not that random, so I don't really know. I'm not really all that sure. But whatever, third tech tier is here, let's upgrade it, we'll be all good. And after we get Doom Lasers, then I will go for the rest of my defense, which probably will start with Betty Groff, because Betty Groff is actually insanely helpful. Betty Groff is a very good character to just place, because her upgrades are expensive and don't add a ton, at least, like, compared to their cost. But she really does add a lot of useful effects with the soul stealing and stuff. I keep forgetting, every time I use her, I'm like, oh, we're fine, we don't have a soul steal. That's gonna cause some issues, we'll be okay. And then I remember Betty Groff has soul steal and camo detection, so, you know, Betty Groff, very useful ally. Not as good as Tech Terror, not as good as Hunsnabadir, but still very useful. Also, with that, we are officially set, so I'm actually gonna put Martins in between my Tech Terrors, for no good reason other than I think it looks kind of cool. And then I'll put the Billies in between the Betty Groffs and the Hunsnabadirs. I'm like setting up a thumbnail already in my mind. It'll be fun. I think it'll turn out pretty cool looking. And I mean, also, you know, defense. There'll be good defense too, probably. Man, Tech Terror, so strong. I can't wait for the Bad Balloon that's gonna come this round, just to see, wait a sec, how much are we gonna demolish it? Are we actually okay? Because this is impressive. Like, for an ally's only half cash, this is a pretty late round. I don't think I made it much farther than this. And to have done this with only epic allies just adds that extra layer of challenge. You may be like, oh, hey, epic allies are so powerful, not using the other allies doesn't hurt you at all, blah, 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 blah. But there's a few key allies that make a big difference, including BMO for some extra money making, Love and Hope gives a massive attack speed boost to these tech terrors, and Vampire King. Those three in particular are a big deal. Gumball also is pretty helpful. Those are the main ones, granted, so yes, beyond those, there's not really all that much that helps. But even still, it makes a pretty big difference. Do we only have one Billy? I thought I had 2 Billies. That's too bad. But there we go. Baboon time. How quickly will it get melted? Are we okay? Are we going to win? Are we going to lose? I think we're probably going to win and pop it. Though damage-wise, it's actually dying relatively slow, which I don't love. It's not even on its final damage phase yet. It's already looping around. There are 3 of us, obviously, and there are 3 tech terrors, and there are the hunts and abattoirs to catch DTs, but it's still not its final damage phase, which is scary. Okay, final damage phase. It's gonna be slow-mo time. Pretty sure we're dead, though, so you know what? Just boom. Party King, you can do it. No, the DTs did not get decamoed, and we've lost on round 23. Someone made it to round 31? Okay, again, that's probably a difference of... Well, that would be the difference of having Vampire King and Lemon Hope and stuff, but still, that's an impressive round to make it to, honestly. And someone else, yeah, that's really good. Someone else also made it to round 22, the same round as me, or 23, so they probably died to the Dad Balloon as well. Not all that surprising. That was a lot of fun, though. That worked out really well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. That was really awesome. Thank you all for watching. Consider giving the video a like if you enjoyed, and subscribing to join the Purple Elephant Squad. There's only 5 days left until the channel anniversary. We're so close to 3,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed or shared the channel with a friend so they could subscribe, so we could reach that goal in time. But yeah, have a wonderful day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye!